Greetings, I'm the Political Ferret. Let's talk about intelligence. Let's start, like always, with some definitions. First, the IQ value measures the results of the IQ test. That's about it. Having a high IQ doesn't mean a lot, especially if we're talking about those guys with an IQ of 180, based on an internet test where they just had to train 2 weeks to come from a bit above average to a very high IQ. But like the BMI, the IQ gives information about groups. Groups with an average IQ of 60 tend to behave different from those with an average of 100. Let's use, for our purposes, a more abstract definition. Let's agree, the more intelligent, the more likely a person will understand a pattern in a more complex system. And agree that intelligence has also not a lot to do with education, although an educational environment will have a positive influence on intelligence. But this environment must not necessarily be somewhere in academia. See, in the educational system there is a lot of space to fail and therefore not a lot of pressure. You might disagree if you're within your thesis, but just wait till your first deadline in the free market. It might change your mind a bit. And don't forget, in a lot of spaces in academia, it's not nature that will tell you if you're right or wrong. It's a person with a bias. And do I have to say that this is a very, very brief overview and not a complete work about differences in intelligence? Yeah? Okay? Thanks. So, let's explore what people with different intelligence do. The less intelligence don't have, with no fault of their own, and that's important, not the capacity of thinking about something in too much of a detail. Oh, look there, there's a guy with a gun in a bank, not wearing a uniform. I better get going. That's straightforward. If he is out of harm's way, he will tell a story, but that's about it. He sees a situation, reacts based on the knowledge, and passes the information on how he survived this situation to those who don't have the experience, if at all. Straightforward, with no or only little effort to go beyond that what is. So let's go up to the more intelligent. Same situation. The more intelligent might also pretty much follow the crowd to get out of harm's way, but it gets him start thinking. The solution of the lower intelligent guy, get out of the way and let the police shoot the damn guy, isn't a position that the more intelligent person could hold. No, it's more complicated. So we have to talk about anything from welfare to gun control, and we have to solve each and every problem to ensure that this will never ever happen again. Let's jump a bit up and enter the area of the real clever crowd. That's not genius level. Nobody understands how geniuses tick. The very clever people understand the principle of Occam's razor. It boils down that a simple solution or explanation is favorable to a complex one. A person that understands that also understands that this incident is of course linked to such things as gun control, wealth distribution and so on, but also with much more. And that we can't solve all these problems because a solution of one might generate different problems. So take the razor, cut it down, and you come to the conclusion that it's better to get out of harm's way and let the police do its work. They might have an idea how to improve the ways out and the chances for the police to get the guy, and both will have a positive effect to said situation. But they know that they can't solve the situation by changing the system as a whole, without generating additional problems. Now, the thing with easy solutions is that they are not appealing to average and above average intelligent people. Imagine this experiment. 2 persons sitting in front of 2 computers with 2 buttons each. The buttons are labeled sick and healthy, and the subjects have to give a guess about if a cell is sick or healthy. After each and every answer, they get a right or wrong. By the way, I know they did this experiment, but I can't find the source material anymore. But if you happen to know it, I would be quite grateful if you post it. Thank you very much. So well, the thing is, the test is designed to be pretty easy. If you see a black part of the cell, it's necrosis and it's not healthy. That's easy to find out, and people find that out pretty fast. But one of the 2 don't get the right feedback. He gets the feedback of the other guy. It's not hard to imagine that this guy will develop a far more complex theory of when is a cell healthy and when not. So you as an observer write down the results, and no wonder the guy with the real feedback will have a better theory and a better success rate. Then you put the two into a room and let them discuss their findings. The first one has not a lot to say. Well, if there is a black spot, it's sick. No, the other guy says. It's more complicated. You see, if there is red in the left corner and yellow in the lower and there's black in the middle, then it's just fine, but if, and so on and so on and so on. So guess what happens? The person with the more complex solution will more or less always convince the guy with the simpler solution. So back to the computers, same thing again, and this time we look about the improvement of both. What happens? Yeah, exactly, the results are worse than before. Simple solutions often work faster, better, are implemented quicker and cheaper in comparison to the attempt of the improvement of a whole system. The less intelligent understand that, because they don't have the capacity to go into all this overthinking. The very clever understand it because they understand that they don't understand the system as a whole, because nobody can. And that every improvement brings new challenges that we have to be pretty careful with change. We have the problem today that the opinion makers are moderate intelligent. And the less intelligent, although in a practical, perhaps better way, will always have this feeling that they are wrong. While the moderate intelligent just can't understand why someone with high intelligence comes to the same conclusion than those people with very low intelligence. Because those guys in the middle can't reach Occam's razor. Well, my conclusion is that simple solutions are pretty hard to defend, even if they are right. In a sense of right, that they solve the problem in a better way for at least a medium term. And it is understandable why someone with moderate high IQ and some education would want an anti-democratic authoritarian regime to take power. It's this intermediate intelligence where the Dunning-Kruger effect goes absolute bananas. What we in the skeptic community have to do is point out that we have to break down problems and solutions to a point where we can manage them. Elegant, simple definitions for present problems, not the construction of whole new systems, improvement on what we have, not demolishing anything and rebuild it with untested sketches. Thanks for watching. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a great day.